In 2007, I came across a booklet called Prophecy and learned that humanity would face great disasters and plagues in the future. Those who acknowledge Falun Dafa is good, truthfulness, compassion, forbearance is good would be spared. Anyone who could spread this message to the world would accumulate much merit and blessings. I strongly believed in the contents of the booklet. While taking my child to the park and chatting with people, I shared this information. My intention was simple, to accumulate some virtue. About 2 or 3 months later, I noticed that my long-standing health issues, such as rheumatic heart disease, rheumatism, rhinitis, periarthritis, and lateral epicondylitis, had all disappeared. Carrying my child upstairs no longer caused back pain, and I could breathe without difficulty. I was astonished and felt that this practice was incredibly powerful. Consequently, I obtained a copy of Zhuan Falun and began practicing Falun Dafa. Around 3 years into my practice, due to the school expenses for my 2 children, I decided to find a part-time job to supplement the household income. A fellow practitioner's sister helped me find a nanny job, taking care of 2 elderly people in their 80s. The old man, aged 81, had just undergone rectal cancer surgery. The old woman, aged 82, had recently had cataract surgery. They needed a nanny to cook 2 meals a day, clean, and do laundry. Both elders were from the grain department, and the old man was a leader with a strong sense of justice and frugality, though somewhat chauvinistic, making the decisions at home. The old woman was hard of hearing, less talkative, but kind-hearted and tolerant. I worked from around 9 a.m. and returned home after preparing dinner. I worked for them for 10 years. While working, I wore an apron with a big front pocket that held a player. I listened to articles from fellow practitioners while working. One day, the old man said, "Your broadcast is pretty good. Can you get me one? I'd like to listen too." So, I bought him a player with Master Lee's lectures. He listened whenever he had time. One year, around the new year, the old man got appendicitis while I was on holiday. His children took him to the hospital for surgery, but when they opened him up, they found his appendix had already been removed. He didn't hold a grudge against the doctor for the misdiagnosis. During his hospital stay, the old man brought the player with Master Lee's lectures into the ward. He listened to it whenever he had free time. His granddaughter and son-in-law heard it and asked, "What are you listening to, Grandpa?" He replied, "These are lectures by Master Lee Hongji." They responded, "It's quite good." Even when doctors made their rounds, he wasn't afraid. When I went to take care of him, I would turn off the player when doctors and nurses came. The old man would say, "Why isn't the speaker on?" I would reply, "It's noisy, with so many people around." He insisted, "Turn it back on." Once, he went to the pharmacy to buy medicine. The clerk asked, "How old are you, sir?" "You must be over 70. He replied that he was almost 90. The clerk asked, "How do you stay so healthy?" He said, "I listen to Master Lee Hongji's lectures every day." The clerk warned, "Don't listen to that. The Communist Party doesn't allow it." He said, "I listen every day. I walk as if blown by the wind, and I can climb 4 flights of stairs without panting." 5 years ago, I quit the job to prepare for my son's wedding and my daughter's high school. Now, every New Year and festival, I visit the old man with some gifts, and remind him to keep listening to the far. He always tells me that he recites, "Truthfulness, compassion, forbearance is good. Falun Dafa is good, every day." The old man's wife passed away 3 years ago, during the pandemic, at the age of 92. The old man is now 94 and still in great health, walking briskly like a young person. Falun Dafa has changed his fate.